Like I'm from Group 2. We have 8 group members with
Bakis, Atilia, Haika, Safri, Haris, Amira, Fadila and me. We will explain about monopoly. This video is prepared only for education purpose.
Describe monopoly as a market structure. A monopoly occurs when a single business produces items for which there is no close equivalent. The geographical extent of a market might influence the structure that exists. Similar companies operate elsewhere in the country. One company may control an industry in a certain area where there are no other options. In this situation, a corporation may be a monopoly in one region but operate in an oligopoly market in another. What is monopoly? The dominant power of selling a product or service. A monopoly exists. Sufficient influence on the business to deter competitors from the market. Expensive barriers to entry such as technology, high capital needs, government regulation, patents, or high distribution costs could be to blame. Next, when a monopoly is established, vendors may be able to charge excessive prices due to lack of competition. Monopolies set prices. They set the price of the product they are offered for sale. Prices are subject to change at any time, limiting the number of options open to buyers. When there is no other viable alternative, a monopoly becomes a pure monopoly.
In monopoly, price and quality can be determined by analyzing the marginal revenue and marginal cost of producing an extra unit. If the marginal revenue exceeds the marginal cost, then the firm should produce the extra unit. Step 1 is the monopolist determine its profit maximizing level of the output. The firm can use the points on the demand curve T to calculate total revenue and then, based on total revenue, calculate its marginal revenue curve. The profit maximized quality will occur where MR equal to MC or at the last possible points before marginal cost start exists marginal revenue. MR equal to MC occur at on output at 5 on the graph. Step 2 is the monopolist decide what price to change. The monopolist will change what the market is willing to pay. A dotted line draw straight up from the profit maximizing quality to the determined curve show the profit maximizing price will based on the graph is 800. This price is above the average cost curve, which show that the firm is earning profit.
Characteristics of the monopoly market structure. Market structure can be seen as market characteristics that affect the behavior and decisions of organizations working in that market. Monopoly is defined to represent an opponent rather than perfect competition. Next, characteristics of monopoly. Profit maximizer, price makers, high entry barriers, single sellers, and price discrimination. Limited competition and high barriers to entry allow monopolies in this market to set the price and supply of a good or service. Monopoly power resources include economies of scale, capital requirements, technological superiority, no substitute goods, control of natural resources, legal barriers, and deliberate action. There are similarities and differences. For the similarities, monopoly and competition markets where the cost function is the same. Both minimizing costs and maximizing profits, the closing results are the same. The market is controversial as it can lead to increased prices and deteriorating quality due to lack of alternative options. Next, for the differences, the two market structures include marginal yield and price, product differentiation, number of competitors, barriers to entry, demand elasticity, profit surplus, profit maximization, and supply curve. Monopolies have a downward sloping demand rather than the perfect elastic curve felt in a perfectly competitive market.
A monopoly is a form of market structure and only one seller sells its own product and controls the entire market. In short, monopoly means sold for sale. It is a market situation where there is only one seller in a particular market or company or service supplies goods to many customers and have absolute control over them. The product or service offered by the seller is unique and have no close substitute. Due to this, the dominant of the whole market enjoy the average larger scale production.
Credits. Describe monopoly as a market structure. Tell about the introduction of monopolies. For example, monopoly occurs when a single business produces goods that have almost no resemblance. Identify how prices and quantities are determined in a monopoly. Explain how monopolies are used. In a monopoly, price and quantity can be determined by analyzing marginal yields and marginal costs to produce additional unit. Describe the monopoly features of the market structure. Describes monopoly characteristics such as unique product and only one seller. Last, for the ending, in this section, we will briefly describe the market monopoly, describing the role of each other.